afternoon. Good afternoon, Inglewood, California. Today is another great day. Sometimes they say you is blessed to see the day. Sometimes you try to figure out what the day gonna bring you. But life is good every day of the week. And this day is one of those days that is critical in the social equity world. We've been hearing different statements coming out of DCR. We've been hearing statements about, you name it, it's there. We've been hearing statements about investors. Excuse me. We've been hearing statements from Steve Bradford. And he is really with the movement. And he's trying to find a way to get a budget for the cannabis program. So if you have not supported Steve Bradford for his leadership role in trying to get a budget in order, you should put this in consideration. Steve Bradford is doing everything he can to keep the cannabis world up and going. And we need all the help that we can get in this episode that's going down. The budget proposal from the state include one full-time social equity. It don't make sense. One full-time social equity deputy. They ain't gonna do it. That means no staff. And when I say no staff, we talking about social equity. We talking about the war on drugs. We talking about what happened to the brown and black community. We talking about an opportunity for them to get something back. We talking about the opportunity of them being able to raise their children with pride. Steve Bradford, he is all out, he's all in it. And he's trying his best to carry this burden, this giant-sized burden that everybody's trying to take away. He didn't step in it because he wanted to. He stepped in it because he had to. He understood the ramifications behind not doing anything. So the social equity program is in jeopardy. Yes, it's in jeopardy. And somebody gonna have to grab this horse and put us in a better position. So when we look at our children 20 years from today, and they're in this social equity movement, in this weed industry, and they have farms and stores, you can basically say that Steve Bradford, yes, Senator Steve Bradford, he's a state senator. He did his job. So you need to be looking at what he's doing, and you need to be calling your other congressmen and tell them they need to support Steve Bradford in his quest to get a budget for this year cannabis. Everyone should at least text their support for a full budget, not for one director. They need 2 or 3. They need staff to support the social equity movement. Yes, it's a movement, and it should be supported. All you brothers and sisters out there who want to be a part of this movement should pick up your phone and make a telephone call and say, support Steve Bradford. Help him develop a budget for the cannabis world. Social equity need all the help they can possibly get to get over this hurdle that we are under. Right now we are under attack from so many different sides that it keeps telling the people in the brown and black community that they are not worthy to have a license. When we sit back and look at the cotton company from years ago, we look at the tech companies from years ago, we look at the alcohol companies from years ago, we was all kicked out of it. We never had an opportunity to perform in that industry. Well, brothers and sisters, I'm really putting everybody on notice that it's getting ready to slip through your hands. And you don't want anything that's to slip through your hands when you have a true opportunity to step in this place. Don't stay dormant. Don't stay complacent. Open your eyes and see that the giant-sized companies is coming for your little stake in the game. I'll try that again. You got a stake in this game, and you should try to achieve that stake in this game. Don't listen to them tell you that you can't do it. Because social equity, to my knowledge, they have somewhat of a little budget that can help you qualify to get your license. And it's like $25,000 to my knowledge that you should be free to go attack DCR and ask them for that grant money. So Steve Bradford, he's just pushing the envelope a little bit farther, and he's trying to get a budget in order so the city of Los Angeles can come and ask these necessary questions so they can succeed in having a weed license, a dispensary store, or delivery store. It's vital for you to understand this and take this and digest it and understand that the Green Believers and Whitest Enterprise is not sitting on the sideline. We are in it to win it. We are in it to help you guys achieve greatness. And if you guys achieve greatness, it would make the Green Believers and Whitest Enterprise completely just fine. Because we know that you are doing your job. This is what we're seeking, and this is how it go. So give us an opportunity to help you help yourself. And when you do that, we are in a better position to say that you guys worked very hard to achieve what you guys needed. So again, I am from the Green Believers, and I do represent Whitest Enterprise and Just Poppin'. And we are a team of players who try our very best to do what we can to help each other as we travel down this road. So put it in consideration, and we'll help you the best way we can. And just think about it. Just think about it hard. If you want something in life, the only way you're gonna get it is you work for it. So Steve Bradford is here doing what he can for you. And I am here to help him do what I can to help you guys help him get a budget for the weed industry. So again, this is the quest that we are on. And in this quest, I need you to call in and make it known that Steve Bradford is the person that you want to follow. He is the leader of this cannabis budget world for the city of Los Angeles. So this is my thoughts today, and it'll be my thoughts tomorrow. So help us help Steve Bradford, while Steve Bradford is there to help you. And as long as he's there to help you, you're going to be in a great place. So I spent some time, quality time on that. Now, like I said, I am from Whitey's Enterprise. And this is what we do every Wednesday. We try to find something to bring some light to the world, to the neighborhood. We set out a blueprint on a regular basis. This is not in writing books. It's in doing movies. This is not in doing movies. It's doing restaurants. This is not doing restaurants. It's running a smoke shop or a tattoo company. This is what we do from the Green Believers and Whitey's Enterprise. And again, I brought my partner. He's part of a great organization. He do everything he need to do to succeed. And I'm going to put Ira Tillman on for a moment and let him explain a couple of things to you. Ira.
Yeah, that's beautiful thoughts you had. We have to beat the drum to get people out there to show that the politicians that that issue is very much cared for and cared about. You're going to lose it if you don't use it.
Yes.
You know, they're going to change the rules, and all of a sudden you're locked out looking in. But man, good to see you. Great to be here today. I had a great conversation this morning with.
Hold that thought. Let me use the restroom for 1 second. You stay on air.
And got to tell you that me and Whitey have been involved in some media productions, and when he comes back, we're going to talk about an event that went on over the weekend. Very exciting, television related, and we believe that the listeners here are going to be as thrilled about it as we were when we completed the project. But I had a little disappointment this morning. I have been trying to push an Earth, Wind, and Fire movie forward that we've already written, and got a flat tire on it today. A lot of legalese. Needless to say, when you talk about past icons and their families and their lawyers, and a product that you have that would benefit them, it doesn't matter if it benefits them. It matters who takes the credit for it. And when you get to posturing and posting up attorneys, that can kill most any good projects. Like Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor's movie should have been out years ago, and they're having some issues with it. Some of it family, some of it publishing, and a lot of legalese involved, and that kills a lot of good projects. Sam Cooke should have been a movie by now. You know, and we can go on and on. Sammy Davis Jr. A lot of projects get killed at the attorney level, and so that's what happened to me this morning. And we had wrote the movie already for Earth, Wind, and Fire, and we actually did it from the books of Philip Bailey and Maurice White. So it couldn't have been any controversy about the content of the movie, but that's not it. It's the bevy of lawyers that come out the woodwork anytime you talk about a major project like that. So, but we're going to pursue certain avenues, and maybe bolts will loosen up as time goes by. Who knows? And
have a bathroom call.
Steve's here, and he's going to tell you about an exciting time we had this weekend.
Oh my goodness! What can I say, Miss Diamond? Yeah. Miss Diamond was a word that helped me understand so much about how the brown and black community and people as a whole can be destroyed.
I haven't introduced her yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I was talking about other issues.
Oh, goodness. So. Well, let me stop right now so I don't get too far out there. But in life, we sat back and we talked about so many things, about the Hugh Jackson story, mm-hmm. and how it's at the end of his route and it's getting ready to be put out. And he's been working so hard. He's been doing his due diligence and putting it together. And he just at the final touches. And when I say at the final touches, there's going to be so many different people who are going to study this book, they're going to say, wow, it really came out of South Central LA. Mm-hmm. But the story is so much bigger in South Central LA. The story is about a black man who have been discriminated against in different kind of ways. And they sat back, they said, oh, you can never run this organization for real, but we're going to put a token in this seat. But Stu wasn't a token as they thought he was. Mm-hmm. He was arrogant. He was confident. Everything that you need to be a football player, football coach, and a man. And when you're confident in yourself, people take that as being arrogant because you got that swagger.
Right.
And when you have swagger, they be like, why do you got so much swagger and you're not as rich as us? And he come back and tell them, because I'm everything that you want to be and a little bit more. So this right here, how he portray life, the real life that he live in, and he make everybody comfortable and uncomfortable because they sit back and look and say, you taking steps that you have no business taking. These steps is for the coaches that we put in place to run our organization who look like us.
Exactly.
And why I'm saying that, I want to clarify how I mean. The movie industry and all these industries is ran by people of different colors from us. So when we look in the mirror in the morning, we say, how can we be great today? So I go back to Mr. Jackson. He look in the mirror every day and say, how can I be more greater today than I was yesterday? Because I have a job where the people who I work for do not look like me. But I'm going to perform so high that they're going to understand that I am not below them in any kind of way. And I'm going to make them look at me. If they got to look up to see me, they got to just look up to see me, because this is my job. And I must leave this legacy for all the rest of the young children and young men to look at and say, if he can get there, I can get there. And this is what we all about. And when I sit back and try to explain it to you in this manner, it's that every young man in America, no matter what color he is for real, should believe in himself and do what he thinks is necessary. One of my guys asked me a question the other day. He said, I'm going outside the rules of law. And I explained to him, I've been going outside the rules of law ever since I understood somebody else's law. As long as I don't break the law, it's okay. So when you walked in this music industry, it's some rules that is there, that you got to develop your own rules also, so you can be able to deal with them on a different level. This is what Ira is doing right now. He's breaking some rules that he's not supposed to break to bring a right story. Yes, I said that right. A right story to the masses, so they can read about what's going on in South Central LA, what's going on behind the doors in the football industry. This right here is a quest that must be told. When we walk the streets, we see things that other people don't see. When we walk behind doors and read people articles, we vision things that we didn't see.
Exactly.
But as we vision it, we put it all together as storytellers to tell the story of life. So Mr. Jackson, as Iris wrote, he's from South Central LA. He said all the time, this is where the hood is met. And this is where we reach out to the rest of the world and say, you can come in the hood. You can enjoy the hood. But we have so many stories to tell in the hood. And we tell you how we made the steps that other people said we can't make. So I'm going to turn you back over to Ira.
And just a little clarification. I'm on the back end of editing the Hugh Jackson story. It's probably going to be out beginning of June, first week in June. And it's going to be a handbook for people that want to succeed in any industry, not just professional sports. How to circumvent pitfalls and divots that's going to slow you down and stop you. You got a man in Hugh Jackson who was the offensive coach of the year in the entire NFL in 2015 that can't find a job in the league right now because he's being blackballed. And the reasons for him being blackballed is described in the book in detail. He didn't even admit it to me when I sat in front of him and took his story down. He wouldn't say the phrase blackball because I think he refused to recognize it. But that's essentially what it is. He's coaching now at Tennessee State with the running back Eddie George as the head coach. He's Hugh Jackson's the offensive coordinator. But how can you just 6 years ago be the offensive coach of the year and then not be able to obtain a job from that point on? He had a moment in time that was confrontational with one of the owners, and that seed, I'm sure, grew like a vine throughout the rest of the ownership, and they won't bring Hugh Jackson in. And it's all detailed in the book, and the name of the book is The Kid Can Coach. It will be out the beginning of June, and it's going to be a page turner and enlightening. I'm a crime writer, so I can only know how to write in a criminal rhythm, and it's not your typical coaches speak book. You're not going to learn how to coach football from reading Hugh Jackson's story. That's not what this book is about. This is not a Bill Parcells, Bill Walsh biography. This is a story, and it's a comprehensive, meandering story that tells you about a young man out of South Central Los Angeles, which he is the one and only head coach in that NFL to ever come out of Los Angeles, the inner city of Los Angeles. And there's a reason for that. There's a kind of plantational system, and I hate to use that word, but it's those coaches come from Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio. Just to say softly that they don't raise head coaches in that league out of Los Angeles, and he slipped through the cracks, as they may put it later, but there may not be another one to come out of this city, no matter how good he is. There's a lot of coaches in that league from Los Angeles. They will not be head coaches, and they've had enough interviews, they've had enough Rooney Rule circus runarounds, but they will not be head coaches in that league. And I discovered from my research that this thing goes back over 100 years is the reason why black coaches are a rarity in the NFL. Got to read my book, though. The title of the book is The Kid Can Coach, and it will be out the beginning of June.
The Kid Can Coach. There's no doubt about it. But on another note, the Green Believers is having a meetup tonight. It's virtual. It's on Zoom. And the great thing about the Green Believers is that we are always here to help. And when we're here to help, we go down that route with you. We do what's necessary. And if you want to email us, go to info@thegreenbelievers.com and hook us up. Do yourself a favor. Get on this Zoom call tonight and learn a little bit more about what we do. Every day is a struggle. It ain't always bad, and it's not always good. It's just a struggle. Life is a struggle. It's a journey that we all wake up to every morning. We want to better ourselves. We we want to look at life and say life was worth living because we fought for what we wanted. Green Believers is that kind of organization. We fight for what you guys need. Because when we fight good, we do good. This is what we do every day. Sometimes people don't hear about the Green Believers. Sometimes I may go in a different direction because I own restaurants. I own smoke shops. I sell CBD oil. But the Green Believers, we have not left you guys in any kind of way. We are right here. Go to info, thegreenbelievers.com, and you will find us there. Again, we got a meeting tonight at 6 p.m. Email us and say that you want to be online, and we will give you an opportunity to sit back and hear what we do every third month of the month. So think about it. Put it in consideration. Put yourself in a position where you will be able to get some information. The fight is on. If you are truly into it and you want a social equity license, you got to take that chance. You got to come out. You got to talk loud. You got to make everybody listen to you. You got to support Steve Bradford. Yes, the Senator Steve Bradford. You got to support him with the budget he's trying to bring up. You got to find a way to say, I want to be on his team because he want to be on our team. A whole lot of black people won't say that to each other, or brown people. If we want something for ourselves, we got to be willing to fight for what we want. So every day that I wake up, like I ask you, are you better than yesterday? Do you think you can do what's needed to be successful tomorrow? But first you got to get past today, because tomorrow don't count. It's only found in calendars. So today, let's fight. Let's help Steve Bradford find a budget for the cannabis world right here in LA. And if you do your part, Steve Bradford will do his part. And the Green Believers will always do their part. Miss Cheryl Branch is there. She's waiting. I'm Whitey, and I will do whatever necessary to make your world better if I can. But the most important part is, do you want to make your world better for yourself? If so, take the time out. Call your congressmen. Call your city council. And explain to them that Steve Bradford is trying to put a budget up and he needs your assistance. We already know about the budget they got on the war on drugs. How they want to attack all the brown and black people all over again. But let's help Steve Bradford put up a cannabis budget to oppose the Get Tough on Crime and help the brothers and sisters, brown and black, be better tomorrow. For that right there alone, with a little legislation, can help the brown and black brothers in the neighborhood and sisters be better at their quest than having to have a dispensary and a delivery service. So every day I will have this conversation with you still, no matter what. I know I own Just Poppin'. I know Just Poppin' is poppin'. I know I got a smoke shop. I know I got other things. I know I got a production company. That's why I'm sitting here with Ira, because we're working so hard to make sure that we are not missing the opportunity that's in front of us. So every day that me and him get together, we try to find another way to get through a door. Sometimes we ask Hollywood to call us and give us the opportunity to go forward. Hollywood say, hey, what's going on? We hear you guys, but we done seen you guys. We done seen you on Fox. I done seen you on FXYD. I done seen you everywhere. I seen Rick and them on the side of you, and I would say, if you seen Rick and them on the side of me the other day, and the big old picture is blown off, I would say it to your face, and I would tell you now, every one of those brothers who was on the side of me is my proteges. They have sat back and they have looked at my blueprint and they have used it to their advantage. And I am so proud of those brothers doing their jobs, because if they are not using my blueprint, they are not going to succeed. So again, I'm putting another blueprint out for you guys to take a close look at. And when you look at that blueprint, it's a blueprint that you would never go to jail. You never have to pick up a gun. You just got to do what I asked you to do in that blueprint. And that blueprint is for success. You got to work hard to do it. But again, if you want to write, you got to be expected to write 20 hours a day and sleep for 4. If you want to be in the movie business, you got to be prepared to have those long hours and sleep less. You got to be prepared to discipline yourself so you can take that journey with the people that you know. You got to be prepared to get the content and not to give it away for free. This is what me and Ira do every single day. He write for 20 hours a day. I work for 20 hours a day. I cannot afford to take a day off, because if I take a day off, that means I lost another page in my life. And it already been lost for 30 years. And I have no plans on surrendering my life without putting a great battle up for everybody to see on the air, in person. So as you look at me on the Instagram and Facebook, you will see that I am working hard every day just to show you guys that we are not in here to break the law. We are only here to circumvent the law, where the law will be on our sides at all times, and you, my brothers and sisters, can understand that you can have anything you want. If someone say that you can't have it, tell them why they say they're a damn lie. You can have whatever you want. And we are here to show you what we are doing. And I'm going to give you back to Ira, because he got something else to talk about, and I know about it, but I almost gave it up, and he's going to tell me a little bit more.
Thanks, Whitey. Well, what I have to talk about, it concerns me and you, because we're on a joint venture, a motion picture television venture. We got a subject matter that they're very interested in. I had some very interesting talks this morning with Jamie McCoy of Hillionaire Productions, and they're waiting for us to make the next move as far as getting what we got in our vaults to them. So I had some very interesting talks with her. What we're talking about is an investigator who we're going to turn her lifestyle into a television drama. And I'm not going to
elaborate no further,
but she's very interesting, and she saves lives. She saves lives. That's what she does. Her investigations saves lives, and I can't wait to drop the name of the series and the name of the investigator I'm talking about. But this is going to be one of the best television dramas, impactful dramas, that because we're getting the straight information from the investigator who propelled this whole lifestyle for the last 30 years. And no better, I haven't ran into a better or more interesting subject over my writing time than the investigator we talked to over the weekend, and we spent 5 hours with her filming an interview. So this interview went on, and she propelled it and had to come up for air a couple of times because she just talked and talked and talked, but everything she said was worth its weight in gold. That's the only thing I can say. Maybe the next time we're on, we'll have everything locked in and secured, so we can go ahead and put the names out there and the title of the show and what network it'll be on. But we're doing a lot of things here. We're working on a lot of things. Some breaks are coming through, and you don't get breaks without work. That's one thing Whitey was just saying. I write all the time. People ask me, they're telling me they're on their 4th year of a book, and I'm telling them you're sleeping, because that same book probably could have been written in 8 months, and at the most. You're taking your time. You're walking through mud, or you don't see the value in it. I'm on my 12th book in 6 years. I'm on Amazon, Ira Tillman, IRATILLMAN. All my books on Amazon right now, except for the Hugh Jackson story, which is going to come out in June, and that's going to make number 11 on Amazon. You can email me anytime. It's Ira Tillman, the number 2 at gmail.com. Ira Tillman 2 at gmail.com. If you want a listing of the books that I have in print on Amazon or Borders or the many outlets, you can always just go to Amazon Books Ira Tillman, and they'll come up in succession. And I'm a true crime writer, but I also have some fictional crime, and I have my first romantic comedy that I wrote last summer. It came out in August, called Gideon's Hug. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's gonna get a chuckle out of you and make you smile and show you the lighter side of Ira Tillman. I didn't know if I can do it, but I pulled it off. I said, I'm not romantic, and I'm not funny. I'm gonna write a romantic comedy. But it worked its way out.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Go ahead, Whitey.
Whoa, that's a whole lot for me to try to spin. I know I was tired, and I heard some great stories. There was some great people there. They was professional. They told stories that was wrenching. And some stories, it made you think, if I was in that position. And then I looked at them and smiled, like, I was in that position. I understand. But I wasn't as deep as the other story that they was talking about. But life just deal you a hand. And that hand is so crazy that there ain't nothing you could do about it. And you wait, and you wait, and you say, wow, what is this? What is this? And it'd be like, okay, this right here is what it is. And again, the story that I heard, everyone gonna be able to enjoy it. And when it comes to the film, to the TV, you're gonna say, Ira and Whitey worked their butt off just to bring this to us.
Yeah.
So, people, if you haven't paid attention to Ira, go to his website, pick up a book, get you a glass of wine, get you some popcorn, whatever it is. Put your spouse on the side, you rub him on his leg, and say, baby, I'm about to enjoy a book that's worthwhile reading. And when you read this book, it's going to come to you in pieces where he's going to try to put you there with the scenes. And when this happens, you're going to understand how hard we really work at our tasks. So this movie or this book, however you guys want to see it, that's getting ready to come out. When we get finished with this young lady's story, it's going to be riveting. And it's going to make you understand that your life is all right. And we're going to sit back and we're going to continue to work hard. And I can say that I thought about something when I left Ira. And my team sat down and talked to me about it. I said, let's flip the game. You know what I said? I said, let's flip the game. They said, flip the game? What are you talking about? I said, I think we could flip this game. I think we can make everybody look up to us. And then they say, why? I said, because when I was walking in the penitentiary, the streets were calling my name. And when they called my name, it came back like, let's flip it. And they said, flip it? I'm like, yeah, let's flip from this to this. And I've been flipping it. I've been playing Monopoly in the city of Los Angeles with their industries. And you know what? It takes a little time to understand that a black man can open different businesses and make them all successful because he don't mind doing the work. I sit back and I explain to many people, when they put us in prison, they really put us in training for these moments. There's a whole lot of people, ex-offenders, go to work every day. They go to work because there's a reason. They was programmed in the projects that the federal government sent us to. The projects was basically a training facility for who they was going to let out the jailhouse. And they was going to be trained to go to work every day like they are trained in prison to get up at a certain time to go eat, get up for work call, and go to work and come back and check in and get ready for lunch. And then they call you back to work at the lunch. So the work call that's going on right now, me and Ira, we doing work call. And we have been put in a position that is not new to us because we always been our own boss. But the training that they bestowed on us while we was gone enlightened us to go forward when we came home, to attack the world in the way that they gave us the knowledge to attack it. Work hard, do your job, and don't get in no trouble. So Ira and myself, we work hard, we attack the world, and the masters look at us and saying, how is it so easy? And we come back and say this right here. The days away showed us the way. And always remember that the days away showed us the way. Showed us the way where we need to be in position to be able to get what we want. They put a carrot in front of you and say, if you get this carrot, you can have a piece of the world. They wanted us to have a piece of the world. But as we sat there and looked at the carrot, our thoughts pattern went a different way. We ran enterprises when we was on the street. So if we want a piece of the carrot got to be big enough for us to bite it for the rest of our team also, because we're going to take them with us. We just don't want no tiny bite of the carrot. And we trying to display to you guys today that what we biting at is also for you. So that carrot that's in front of us, we are taking a chunk out of it. And we asking you guys, as my brothers and my sisters, to pay attention to what I'm doing so you can be able to go forward. And remember, they programmed you while you was gone. So take your program and take advantage of it and go back and forth to work and make your family proud of you as you be proud of yourself. So be better than what you was yesterday. And today, just be you and enjoy freedom and happiness. And if you enjoy all that, that means that you're trying to bite the carrot. Here go Arrow again.
Yes, and you touched on a couple of things that just struck me, just struck my nerve. One thing we can, there's an old coach's saying, an old adage, that luck is only when preparation meets hard work. And you have the opportunity to imply what you've learned over the years through hard work. When the time comes for you to use it and exploit what you've learned, you're prepared. You're ready. Nothing surprises you, and it only starts with hard work. That's what I got from you on that. Hard work. If you're a rapper and you're not writing 10 hours a day, 12, 15 hours a day, you're not a rapper. If you're an author and you haven't picked up your writing in a few days or a week or a month, then you're not a writer. You're just somebody experimenting, touching and toning. If you're a singer, you have to sing. Whatever it is that you do, you have to do it to the umpteenth. Or you're never going to go anywhere, and nobody's going to believe in you. They're going to tell you the right thing as your family members and people that love you. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. But they're going to walk away shaking their head saying, I can't put my eggs in that basket. Unless they see you doing whatever it is you say you do 100%, 15 hours a day, they're not going to believe in you. So don't rely on them. You got to rely on only your hard work. And that's the only thing that's going to work for you, is the hours you put in every day. You don't have a restaurant, you don't have CBD oil, and you don't have the things that Whitey has going on, and Accelerated here at Accelerated Radio, a podcast. That's a lot of hats to wear, and he's got way more hats than that than I know of.
Yes.
You're talking about a family man. You're talking about a father raising children and college-bound kids. That's a lot of hats, and we all have those type of hats. But you have to understand, if you're half-stepping, and people will notice it, but they won't mention it. They'll just let you just keep half-stepping, but they will never invest in you. That's the problem. But like I said, we have a property now, multi-million-dollar property.
Sure.
When I think back at that interview and documentary we done this weekend, that thing is worth its weight in gold. We found a person, and we know many people that are very interesting and are worthy of television and motion picture exploits. But we may have found the cream of the crop with this one, and we're going to take it to the masses and let you guys be the judge of it. But we're not going to have any problem finding somebody that wants to scratch us some pieces of paper to get this thing rolling downhill. Well, that I know. Go ahead, Warren.
Well, I must say, it's time for me to close this place, but we have been on a journey. Me and Ira, we teamed up, and he looked at me one day and said, "Hey, I need to get there." I said, "You need to get there?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Let's get there." And he's there now, and he knocked through the door. They opened a little crack, and when they opened that little crack, he kicked the rest of it in, and he said, "I'm here, and I'm not going backwards." So here go Ira for the last second, and I thank you for having me here, Ira. Thanks for being a partner, and let's do some big things together.
Man, since 83, 84 when I first met you, and I remember the first time I saw you was running through the bowling alley over there on Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Had your crew with you, and I just knew that is somebody special right there, and somebody to know. So I kind of kept my ears open, and I had my crew too, and we were just doing different things, and but like-minded people don't have a problem getting along together. And we've always been in touch and inquisitive about each other. Where's that other guy at? Where's he at? How's he doing? And but when we came together this time around, it was all love and possibilities.
Yes. And
the possibilities, the door just keep opening wider and wider.
Yes.
We got other projects ahead of us, and you know, it's it's laughable how clear it is now to where we should have saw this decades ago, but it's clear now.
Okay.
You know, it's that kind of vision that Russell Simmons had.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Back in the 80s, you know, but it's clear now where the road leads, and that's where I'm at.
Okay, I thank Ira Tillman for being here. I got to close this show. I thank you. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Please understand, call Steve Bradford, call his office, call your congressman. Let them understand that the cannabis world need a budget. And if you ever think about it, go to info, the Green Believers. We got a 6 o'clock meetup. So do it. Call. Go to online. Help us out so we can help you out. This Whitey checking out from the Green Believers. Thank you so much.